Hey y'all, Luna popping in on June 24th, 2023. Do you know what today is? Today marks my 6-month anniversary as a nomad. I originally hit the road with the caravan on December 24th, 2022. So, wow, 6 months' time. What have I learned since being a nomad? Well, one thing I can do now is I can charge my battery on my van. I didn't know how to do that. I didn't even know how to open the hood on the van. Now I can not only open it, I can troubleshoot. It's just very few things under the hood. I didn't even know how to put in like window washing fluid, stuff like I didn't know how to do that, but I know how to do it now. I can now carry a 6-gallon bottle of water a lot farther than what I could when I first started out. When I first started out, I could barely pick it up. It was nuts. I was so weak. But being out here makes you gain strength and muscle that you didn't know that you had in you, right? I can break down my camp a whole lot quicker than I used to and pack up. I finally figured out how to do tie downs, but if they come a loose, the whole strap, it separates the two parts. I don't know how to get them started again, so they can actually do the ratchet part. So it's like six in one hand, half a dozen in the other. I'm halfway there, but I couldn't tie down anything to save my life. When it comes to moving or relocating, when I have to pack up my stuff and get in a van and move anywhere, I have gotten so much better with securing everything so that I don't break anything. I almost always broke something whenever I had to drive my van because I would forget to secure something. I always forgot to secure something. So I've gotten much, much better with that. I'm very comfortable using the toilet bucket now. I will even pull over on the side of the road, or if I'm in a parking lot and I have to go, I no longer have to use public restrooms. I can go right in my van. And believe me, that is actually very, very convenient. I never thought I would shit in a bucket, but here we are. Um, I've become very skilled at making fire pits out of stone. I have become very comfortable in the outdoor settings, and I have a lot less, I want to say fear, but I wasn't really afraid. I was never really afraid out here, which is truly surprising. But I was comfortable out here from the first night I stepped onto the campground and quartzsite. So that's tremendous, I think. I know that I prefer being solo as opposed to being with a group or with anybody else. Although I do like connecting with people from time to time, it kind of brings you back to reality, back to civilization, because you can be a little cuckoo up there by yourself, dancing topless in the forest and setting your intentions and chanting and doing ceremony and working your magic. You can probably look super cuckoo to other people, but I feel comfortable doing that because that's who I am. I have I have begun to read much more. I am doing doing the work. I'm doing the work. I'm doing my shadow work. I am. This is also a self healing journey, a self love journey. Coming out of a tumultuous relationship, just the way things ended, and the abuse and the addiction issues by my partner. Um, yeah, those are the children of my friends. So they're children. That's what they do. They're gonna make noise. But I'm not doing this video over. But Bodie is he's I think he is accustomed to being solo as well because he's super extremely overstimulated by being around people, and it took him we've been here since Wednesday and Saturday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 days, and he's still a little hyper, and he humped for the first time. I've never seen him hump anyone, and he humped my friend, and I'm like, okay, what's going on with that? I've never seen him do that. I mean, his pee pee was out and everything, and I attribute it to just being overstimulated because he's it's just been him and I, and he's just we lived quietly in without much razzmatazz, and it's he's getting used to it. He's becoming a little less boisterous because he barks and growls at almost everything and everybody that walks by or drives by, and we're right off of the road. So, and this is a very, very busy area compared to, especially compared to where we just came from. We were in total seclusion, and didn't have people on the road, didn't have anybody coming by, walking by. They've got joggers here, but we're right off the lake, and I'm right across the road. Let me show you. You see the roads right there. That's how close we are to the road, and right on the other side where that car. Do you see that car? That's where people go. They park on the other side of the road and they fish. So it's fishing in this lake. I believe they said it was trout. And so we have to contend with that. People all day, all night. And it's a lot busier than I would prefer. But again, it's nice to reconnect with civilization. I have a an internet signal for the first time in well over, I want to say, 2 months. My signal has just been really shoddy since I kind of went off into seclusion. But I'm at a lower elevation now, and I'm much closer to town. I'm literally around the corner from a major highway. You can see it across the road, across the lake rather. A major thoroughfare. I wouldn't say a highway, but it's a significant road here in Flagstaff. So I'm much more closer to civilization and the hubbub of life. I don't prefer it. I do prefer my seclusion, but like I said, for sanity's sake, sometimes you just need to come out of your seclusion and rejoin society, even if it's just for a little bit. I have to go to Phoenix next the week of the 4th, and I have a rheumatologist appointment, and I'm getting my hair relatched. And that, when I get my hair done, that will be 6 months since I started my lock journey. And I can also tell you that I'm not a huge fan of my hair, and I've been ready to just cut it off several times because it's not doing what I want it to do quickly enough. And I know that's silly, and I need to be more patient, but I just don't understand why it just, and it has grown. If you look back at my first video, back around the beginning of January, I have a video with me getting my locks, and they were super short. They were a lot shorter than this. But the thing is, they just won't. do anything but stand up. I'm like, won't they style and fall and look, But I'm sure once she does it, and and the gray guys, I thought I was going to be able to celebrate and embrace the gray, and I like the gray, but it's not gray enough. I want that white gray hair. You know what I mean? But I know that's a lot of chemicals to lift it and do all that, and I don't want to put any more chemicals in my hair. And as you can see, I still have blonde tips from when I last dyed my hair, and I just don't want to go through that again. But I don't want this more pepper than salt hair. If it was saltier, I would really embrace it more, I think. But right now, I just don't love it. So I don't know. It remains to be seen. I have an appointment with her, like I said, the first week in July, and we'll see what it looks like after. I don't wear my hat because I don't like my hair that much. I wear my hat because my head gets cold. And it's still chilly here in Flag at night. It goes down into the 40s and still upper 30s some nights. A couple nights ago, it was like 39 degrees. It was pretty damn chilly. So getting used to the climate changes, the environmental changes, the landscape changes, everything has been a journey of learning. And I have learned so much. I have finally figured out my power for the most part. And I rarely run my generator, and I use solar almost 98, 99% because it's free. When I first started out, I didn't have solar and I didn't understand power. And I had a ridiculously huge generator, and it just sucked up the gas because I was cold, and that's not true. But that was how I used my power, from everything from my teapot to cook and my electric stove and everything, it was just a succubus of energy, of gasoline. I just didn't know what or how to do so much. I didn't know how to do anything. I had never done this. But now I feel comfortable enough to say that I could help the next person. I could pay it forward in some way and help someone that's going or beginning this journey. Not with a lot because I still have so much to learn. I'm still learning, but I have enough knowledge that if I were to start over again, I would do so many things differently. And one of the biggest things that I would do differently would be purchasing a fan. I wouldn't purchase it. I would have probably uh, maybe kept my car and bought an old van and just have the van as my the camper, and use the car to go back and forth because this my van only gets 11 to 13 miles a gallon, and it's more like 11 when it's fully packed. I got rid of the pop up because that was way too much for me, but physically demanding, it was too much for me. I couldn't do it. And with the winds, especially here in Flag and these high elevations, supposedly you're supposed to close your pop up when winds hit 30 miles an hour. And that's a frequent thing up here. So I would have to shut my pop up down so frequently that it was just too much, and it was physically demanding. I couldn't do it on my own, and I feel like the guy that sold it to me was a jerk because I told him I was solo and I told him I was ADA disabled, and he sold me that knowing that I wouldn't be able to physically do it. And he was a long time camper. So, I feel like he was real shitty for doing that. But by me selling the pop up, it allowed me to get the solar and the Blue Eddy power station and a few other things that I needed to have better sufficient efficiency with my power use. So, overall, I am happy. I have become more aware of myself and appreciative of my time and my space and my energy. And I'm more mindful of waste and supplies. You have to be. It's so many things you learn out here. Less is more in some regard. But me is I have a lot of kitchen appliances where I have a George Foreman grill, a hot plate, a convection oven, an Instapot, and I just bought a microwave yesterday from Savers thrift shop for $5. And I have a Ninja, things like that. I'm just not ready to part with, but I've parted with clothing and so many other things because you just do not need them. To be honest, you wear the same clothes out here for 4 or 5 days because it's all dirt, it's all dusty. As soon as you take it, put on something else, it's going to be dusty within 2 minutes. So overall, it's a win for me. I like it. I absolutely need a enclosed cargo trailer, if not a travel trailer, with this because I just do not have enough space. And it's not because of my appliances. It's just because my van, the way it's set up, it's not equipped for me to use all the appliance or electronics that are in the van. Like I have a Blu-ray player, a DVD player, a TV, LED lights. I have all that, but it only works when the van is running. So it's serving no purpose for me to have some of these things. So again, I say if I were to do it over, and if and when I get the money, I'm going to trade this, give it up, whatever, and get an older van because they're wider and they're longer, and that is absolutely what I would suggest for any and everyone else. And the windows on the everything, every window except the driver and the passenger door windows, they just open maybe an inch, and it's just not enough of a breeze. So the older vans, the windows open much wider, and that's something that I would definitely invest in once I get the money. I will give up this van so fast because it doesn't give me what I need. I can't use it. I'm still watching DVDs and movies on my phone, not DVDs, but I'm watching Netflix on my phone. I don't have it's just a phone, it's not a tablet or anything, so I can't use uh, the main things I got the van for. I can't use them unless I'm running the car. And that's just not gonna happen because it just sucks up gas. So overall, I like it. I like Flagstaff a lot, but I don't like how it limits my view because the trees are so tall. It limits my celestial view. I'm a moon gazer, stargazer, a sun lover, and I just don't get to see all of those beautiful planetary alignments and all that because of the height of the trees. When I was in Quartzsite, it was wonderful because it was flat, open desert, and my view of the sunrise, the sunset, the moonrise, the moonset, all of that was just lovely, and I do miss that. And I miss the convenience of having free water and trash. That's a whole nother thing to try to find a place to dump your poop. Is I pretty much burn everything else, and except the poop. Who wants to smell burning poop? I don't even know if you can burn. I wouldn't even try it. But 6 months strong, y'all. Please feel free to ask me any questions about the lifestyle because I'm sure I missed something. I missed a lot. I could talk forever. But I just wanted to say thank you for joining me for the ride, for the journey, and there's more to come. Luna out.